Does this group look familiar to you?
Very, very. But I think there's going to be some different stories this time around, or at least I'm
Ooh.
hoping for it to happen.
Let's see, let's see. But I don't want to be rude or anything. And shout out to every Cameroonian out there. This is going to be a tall order. Like, they have some good players. When I think of Toko Kambi, Vincent Abubakar, you think of Anguissa has been the best midfielder in the Serie A. But they just recently lost to Uzbekistan. Like, okay, I understand maybe you're not, motivation isn't there and that sort of stuff, but that's not a good preparation. And were they deserving against Algeria? You could say no, but they advanced and kudos to them. But I think Cameroon are, it's going to be a tall order for them. What do you think?
I 100% agree with you. I really don't mean to disrespect them. They are a side that, has some quality players that can come in clutch. We saw Karl Toko Akambi in that last match against Algeria. So I won't be surprised if they can have some impressive moments, but I don't see them advancing to the next round. I'm so sorry, Cameroon. But yeah, even in the Africa Cup of Nations, yeah, they made it to third place, but some of their road there wasn't necessarily the most convincing. I mean, they barely beat Comoros, who didn't even have a proper goalkeeper starting that match. So
Yeah, it was crazy.
I don't know. Sorry, Cameroon. I'm thinking they're going to get fourth place.
Yeah, but like I said, with Anguissa and Toko Kambi and Vincent Abubakar, I think they got a really good team. Just defensively, I worry for them. I really do worry for them. And they have a great goalkeeper in Onana. So
Yeah,
he's going to be a busy man.
No, it's a solid side without a doubt. But yeah, he's going to be busy, especially with this tough group. I think that's the main reason why we're doubting them so much. This group is really difficult. These are all sides that have been really proving their worth the past few years.
Yeah, Cameroon just got the tough draw in this group stage, that's for sure. But hey, this is the World Cup, and we always like to have surprises, and I hope Cameroon can surprise us all, because I think it would be amazing if they can finish first or second in this group, which, some people would call it the group of death, and here's why. Now, Serbia versus Switzerland is the final match day again. I know, was it this? No, it wasn't in 2018, but it is this year's World Cup. It will be the final match day.
Yep.
I love this Serbian team, but whenever we always, we think highly of the Serbian national team and we think, this is it. They're going to do well. They flop. Please, please, please. You have one of the most talented teams at this year's World Cup. I don't care. This team is so talented. They're playing fantastic. They have two informed strikers. They have creative midfielder after creative midfielder. How good is this Serbian team?
I think they're fantastic. I know I'm biased here. I know I've been praising the side a lot. In every prediction video I made, I said Serbia is going to beat Switzerland head to head and get revenge against them. I know it's very much possible that it will be flipped around. I think that second place spot will be between Serbia and Switzerland. Switzerland, really incredible side the past recent years. Phenomenal Euro 2020 run. You can't sleep on either of them. But just the way Serbia have been building themselves, and really lately, this has really been the most impressive Serbia side I've seen. I know you said we always hype up this side, but they're just fantastic at the moment. The only position that is lacking compared to previous years is the defense, right? I mean, obviously, Pavlovic has been looking a lot better recently, but we don't have any Vidiches in there. So it's not really, in terms of that, it's not going to be as consistent, but that midfield and attack, like you said, are just great. Really, really great. And I think they can cause damage here and potentially have motivation to grab revenge against Switzerland.
I think the motivation for revenge is the big thing here. I think
Exactly.
Do they talk a lot about that in Serbia? Like, revenge is on their mind with Switzerland?
Yep. I think that this could be one of the most interesting matches in the group stage. It's one of the last ones as well, throughout that calendar, I believe. And I think it's going to be one of the must-watches for many neutrals. I know a lot of people, or many neutrals, don't really go out of the way to watch these teams play, but trust me, it's going to be very interesting. And whatever happens, I mean, if Serbia get revenge, that'll be incredible. And if Switzerland do, imagine they're going to have bragging rights for beating them twice in the World Cup. So regardless of what position Switzerland's in at that point, when the matchup rolls around, they're both going to go all out.
Oh,
I mean, it's going to be insane. I can't wait.
And, you know, obviously, there's the whole issues that happened last time in 2018, you know, and I don't want to get into it, but I think that will play a factor in this game as well. Like, I think the Serbian players are going to remember, and the Swiss players are going to know they're going to come out with everything at us. So we got to be prepared. And I think with this Swiss team, though, it wasn't the greatest at the beginning of the Nations League, but the last 3 games, massive improvements. I think massive improvements, and I think with the way Granit Xhaka is playing, like this Swiss team could surprise again. I wouldn't even be shocked about it. Like, this is why this group is actually. I honestly think that Switzerland and Serbia can give tough games to Brazil. I wouldn't be shocked about that either.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. That's also a huge talking point. And like you mentioned about Xhaka, yeah, he's been in great form. And between that match against Serbia, you already saw from the last one, he's going to be one of the more motivated players in that match. Yep. So It's going to be interesting.
And then, obviously, you know, you got the likes of Okafor at Red Bull Salzburg, who's been fantastic this season. You still got Shaqiri. You still got Fabian Schär. You got players, Akanji, who's been great with Man City. Now, I believe Jan Sommer might be missing the World Cup, though. I think he picked up an injury. If he misses this World Cup, yeah, that's not great news for Switzerland.
I actually didn't know that.
I think I read that somewhere. I could be wrong, and people, obviously, for people watching, please let us know in the comments if that is true. Ooh. But if he is going to miss this World Cup, I'm sorry. Actually, to be fair, though, I think their backup goalkeeper, I believe he plays for Borussia Dortmund. And I think
I know you're talking about him also.
Yeah, he's the backup for Borussia Dortmund. He's a good goalkeeper, too. So, like, if Jan Sommer's missing it, that's going to be big. But I don't think anybody should write off the Swiss team. Don't write them off. So that final match day between Serbia and Switzerland, I think it's all brewing to that. It's all brewing to that matchup. And we haven't even mentioned Brazil, who are one of the favorites of the World Cup.
Yep. They've been in fantastic form, along with Argentina, both unbeaten in the qualifiers. It gives kind of that rep. So many silly neutrals that aren't from South America, they're saying, oh, see, this is proof that South America qualifiers are a joke. But no, that's really an achievement. To not go unbeaten in any of those matches, some of those away grounds are intense. Yep. I think it's remarkable from both of them. Brazil have really improved themselves. They were favorites for many people throughout this last decade. Everybody has them as one of their favorites. And a lot of the times I thought it was a bit silly that they were, to be honest. I think they had a few negatives, noticeable negatives. But this time, I think they're massive contenders. Very much improved their depth in the attack, like an insane amount. The only kind of con I have for this national team is maybe their fullbacks. They might not live up to that that expectation and class compared to all the other positions. But apart from that, this side should be topping this group, despite it being a very difficult one, and despite them definitely not. They definitely shouldn't underestimate Serbia or Switzerland, but I still think they can beat them both head to head. I hate to say it.
I agree. And I think Neymar, he's motivated. You can just tell he's very motivated. And I believe this will be his last World Cup. I know he's only 30 still. I believe this will be his last World Cup. So he is going to do everything in his power to win this. And with the way Vinicius Jr. is playing, with Rodrigo, Richarlison, Antony, the forward line is ridiculous. The midfield is ridiculous when you got Casemiro. Fred, who actually is very good with Brazil, even though, you know, questionable with Manchester United is the best word to put it. And then you got Lucas Paqueta, but I agree. The fullbacks is a big problem for me. Alex Telles, Danilo, Alexandro. Come on, Brazil. You could produce better than those guys. But that will be, I think they can negate that in a way where they can cover those weak spots and then just flourish with the attack, and they're just going to do the pressing style. And I think this Brazil team is really good. They should be making it to the semifinals. Agreed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I definitely think so. I think the only way that's stopping them from making it to the final, to be honest, is potentially facing Argentina. And that I'm really torn about that match. I just think it's going to be one of them making it to the final, and that match is an absolute coin toss.
Isaac, I pray to the football gods that we get a Brazil-Argentina semifinal. I pray, because
That would be incredible.
That would the internet would break. Honestly, it would just break. Even though, if it was Argentina-Portugal in the final, that would even destroy everything. But Argentina versus Brazil in a World Cup semifinals. Oh,
it's
please.
possible.
It is possible. It is possible.
If neither of them mess up, it's very much a possibility in the bracket, considering both of them get first in their group.
But I'll just say this last thing about this group. Do not be shocked if Serbia or Switzerland can pick up points against Brazil. Do not be shocked.
No, I agree.
That's all I gotta say.
I agree. And I cannot wait to see that first matchup of Brazil versus Serbia.
Oh.